If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I'll fall asleep when I'm home.
Welcome, race fans, to round 2 of the chase in the Alex LeBay Season of Champions. It's the instadel.ca 200 at Richmond International Raceway. Last week, we opened the chase at Bristol Motor Speedway. I'm Adam Ross. I'll be your host along with Martin Daviau and Richmond International Raceway. Martin, so far in practice, has proven to be equally as difficult as Bristol.
It's going to be really a quite exciting second round to watch. Well, remember last week at Bristol, a non-stage driver won. John Schweikart won his first race of the season. And
now you imagine John Schweikart not getting the win and not being a part of the chase, but that's how it went down. He got the win at Bristol, but that leaves 12 hungry drivers still eligible for the 8 spots. We've just got tonight's race and then one more next week at Talladega. Talladega is going to be a crapshoot. You want to get as many points as you can right here tonight. We're going to have a look shortly at the starting lineup. It was Michael Jeans putting it on the pole in the 008-01. Garrett Maines on the outside of row number 1. Mark Arthur on the outside of row 2. Alex LeBay qualified 3rd. Callum McNichols in the 82, and then it's Claude Ferland in the 43. Dustin Payne drives the 9 machine, and the 08 is Sylvain Joly. The 48 is Andre Baudouin, and the 24 is Michael Ligori. On to the next row, Jason Jacoby in the 88, alongside the 33 of Nicholas Rompre. Number 45 is Taylor Burris. He'll be starting on the outside of Mannix Richet in the number 6. Then it's yours truly, Adam Ross, on the outside in the 35. Inside the 19 of Yvonne Hebert. Philip Savoie in the 06. Outside of him is the 11 of Martin Livernoche. The 98, Jean-Francois Poitras. Outside of him, Sylvain Gauthier in the 71. Next row back, we've got the 64 of Gerald Livingston and the number 2 of Steve Arvesay. And then rounding out the field, the 78 is Mario Morel. And the 397 of Jean-Francois Lavoie. Martin Daviau, that's how they're going to line up behind the pace car. We're ready to go green.
And we are going green there. Great clean start so far.
Such a tough track to get traction. In these corners, it looks like there's a lot of banking at Richmond, but it is really hard to get the car settled down. Very easy to overdrive these corners at this tricky racetrack.
And Garrett Maine is pulling away from this 008, and our French-Canadian favorite here, Alex LeBay, sits in 3rd place.
Well, stakes are high for Alex LeBay. Of course, the season is named after him, the driver, the number 36. As we have a look at Callum McNichol, I'm really impressed. This was a good, clean start. We should mention that on Monday night's e-auto racing series, there were 19 cautions at this very same racetrack. A lot of the drivers in this race also competed Monday night. And as we say that, we get our first yellow flag of the evening.
It's an instant replay presented by instadel.ca. And looks to me that the 008 just spawned on its own coming out. Probably lost some grips coming out of it too. What do you think, Adam?
Wow, hard to say unless he was making a brake adjustment and cranked some rear brake into it, but that was a costly mistake. Here we go to the restart.
Lap 7 of 200. Garrett Main's a slump ahead. 2nd place, Mark Arthur. Followed close by 2-time champion Claude Ferland.
Claude Ferland always so fast. We can see Michael Ligori further back getting sideways off the corner. Let's have a look at this instadel.ca instant replay. Oh, he had a lot of help. Nicholas Rompre, Martin Livernoche gets collected. I snuck by on the inside. That was a fortunate break there as we go back to green flag racing, and Garrett Maines gets a huge jump on that restart after nobody took advantage of the caution and came down pit road, Martin.
And our good friend Jason Jacoby, who's just made his return back with us, is flirting in the top 5 already.
Yeah, Jason, that's about as poorly as I've seen him qualify all season long, but no surprise, he's working his way towards the front of this field as everyone's strung out a little bit. You can see these drivers kind of feeling out their race cars, not wanting to push the limits too far this early in the going.
And second race in a row in the chase, we see the 45 car of Taylor Burris, who's hanging in the top 10 too. He had a great finish. Will he repeat it again this week?
Yeah, top 3 in Bristol was a great run for Taylor Burris. And as we see, we should mention Alex Labbe was one driver who took advantage of pit road being open, so he's having to claw his way back through the field as it looks like we're under yellow once again.
And in other D-Box Super Series Instant Replay presented by instadel.ca. Let's see what happened here. The 41 car lost it on his own coming out of 2. I guess a lot of guys are going to be losing it here in corner 2. It's lack of grip. What do you think, Adam?
That's a spot where the back end of the car really gets light. You've got to make sure the car's rotated through 1 and 2, because if you have to crank hard on that wheel or get on the throttle to try to help the car turn, it gets really hairy. I heard a rumor, Martin, that we might see some French language announcing during this race. I know it's not going to come from me.
I don't know what you're talking about, but right now I could tell you that we got a new leader here on the restart there after the third caution, Mark Archer. And I'll do my French here a little bit. And en deuxième place, on voit ici le pilote, le vétéran 43, qui est en deuxième place, Claude Ferland, que c'est pas vraiment sa petite cope de thé, lui, faire des petites courses comme ça.
I'm still waiting to see if we visit a racetrack that Claude Ferland is not one of the fastest cars there. That man is great with his setups and so smooth behind the wheel. As if you look in the middle of the screen right now, we're focused quite a ways behind him, and that's Alex Labbe, mired in traffic, trying to make his way back through the field.
2-3 wide going in and out of the corner. Labbe's going up for the front. And look at the 35.
The car felt good, Martin. It was threw a Hail Mary on the setup after practice. I just wasn't happy with the way the car felt, and it came to life pretty well. I was real happy with the way it was carving through the center of the turns.
Seems to me that you're getting good result, good finish since the start of this chase. I bet you'll be finishing in the top 10 again. I'm pretty sure of that.
Well, you can never tell. My goal in this race was a top 10. Last season, I crashed a lot of race cars. My goal this season was to finish races. That got me into the chase. I had a solid run at Bristol. And like I said, coming into this one, I thought a top 10 here at Richmond would put me in good position. That's about where I'm running right now. We're focused a little deeper in the field. That's Michael Ligori in the turquoise-colored number 24. He showed signs of speed at different times in that race.
And on voit aussi Mario, le 78, Mario qui est revenu la semaine dernière, ne pouvait pas revenir. La voiture 41 de Maréchal Racicot, un autre pilote dans la chase qui a dû partir des puits. Like I was mentioning earlier, the 41 car had to start from the pits. We're having some iRacing server issue, and I think it's probably going to progress through. Hopefully it's going to be better during the race.
Yeah, for sure. Michel Racicot, he's almost like a magician. He's not often one of the top 2 or 3 fastest cars, and you don't often see him challenging for the lead, but when the checkered flag falls, he always seems to find a way to get up near the top 5.
That's crazy. And you're in battle with Michael Jeans.
Yeah, I saw Michael get to the inside, and I thought, I'm going to give him plenty of room, but I sort of want to see what my car would do up there. Couldn't really compete with him at that point, but I was still happy that I could adjust my way to where I needed to be. Here we've got a battle for the top spot. That's Garrett Maines on the inside of Mark Arthur.
Yeah, on lap 35, I think you're eating up. I think Garrett has started seeing the number 12 car up front. He wants his spot back.
You can drive the corner hard on the bottom if you can stick it right to the inside, but what Mark Arthur is showing, if you can just keep your fender along the outside of that race car, even if you're all the way back to the right rear corner, you can pin that car ahead down to the bottom, try to get a good run off the corner. It took a full lap for Garrett Maines to complete that pass.
It reminded me of Labbe and Lapsevich at Valley Junction, don't you think?
Some of the best short track racing I've ever seen.
And we're going first green pit stop at lap 78. Pretty amazing. We love to see them.
I did not believe we were going to see green flag pit stops. Personally, I lost a lap here. The handling of the car went away a little bit, a couple of mistakes. So a lot of things were changing. As you can see, cars into the pits, cars out of the pits, everything cycling through as we near the halfway point of this instadel.ca 200.
And in French a little bit, on voit ici le meneur Marc Arthur, le pilote de voiture D-Box numéro 12. Et on voit une bataille ici entre Marc Arthur, la 88 de Jason Jacoby, et Garrett. And I think there's going to be a lot of action here coming up your way, Adam.
Great three-way battle. You see Mark Arthur using the racing line coming up to the wall. Jacoby had to check up to try to make his move to the inside. Garrett Maines was poised perfectly to go from the high side all the way to the bottom and keep his momentum, and he took the lead.
Wow, what a move from the 0-1, and another caution again.
Well, no surprise the yellows would come, and this was a big break for me, I can tell you that much. Let's have a look at the instant replay once again.
The Mountain Dew Blue spun out. Restart midway of race.
Another one-car spin off of turn number 2. We said that was pretty easy for that to happen. Everybody with fresh rubber and a good battle at the front of the field.
Oh, did you see Mark Archer?
Wow, that car didn't turn whatsoever. He was in the top 4. He's now battling to stay in the top 10. Things are getting dicey. That was Yvon Hebert into the back of Sylvain Joly. Right on the inside of Alex Lebay in the 36. You can see Joly all the way to the bottom of the racetrack. He is staying clear of any of this chaos, letting a few cars go by. Yvon Hebert gets checked up in the corner. Mark Arthur again right up near the wall.
Overdriving the car in the corners, I guess. Blocking everybody. Lucky we didn't get another caution there.
Yeah, I had that happen on Monday night in the A-Series cars where the car just would not turn on a restart for about 2 laps. And it's horrible. You just got to keep on driving it and hoping it snaps back to you. But, yeah, it's a helpless feeling. And you just about stop coming off the corners because you lose all your momentum. You're headed towards the wall, and the cars behind you, they're up to speed. So let's have a quick review. Alex Lebay was leading the way after round 1 in the chase. He's up at the front of the field here. Mannix Richey, he's been hanging around the top 10. Claude Furland, one of the chasers, he's been near the front as well as Garrett Maines, Mark Arthur. Once you get to the bottom half of the chasers, Adam Ross in the 35, Dustin Ping in the 9, the 08 is Sylvain Joly, 2 of Steve Arvesay as we are under yellow again, 41 Michel Racicot, 19 Yvon Hebert, and of course not here, the 227 of Bruno Pichette. Those bottom 6, they're really the ones vying for those final spots. Again, a 1-car spin. Oh, and he got collected hard.
That's a big boo-boo. Restart at 113.
Man, oh man, that was a tough hit. But the point was, these top 4 or 5 guys, remember there's 8 chase positions. So these top runners, guys like Garrett Maines, Alex Lebay, guys at the front of the field, they can really solidify their spot in round 2 of the chase.
Guess who was in the lead though? And now it's been thinking the 45 car took the lead of the restart.
He's showing speed. Now Taylor Burris, not one of the chasers, but he's been up at the front of these first 2 chase events. Bristol last week, Richmond this week, showing some great speed.
Labé's coming back from the back of the pack again, and he's moving forward under attack. Le 43 de Claude Ferland se fait attaquer par Alex Labbé. Une belle remontée de notre ami Alex qui a dû partir en arrière du peloton.
And this is one of those racetracks, Mark, you have to be a lot faster than the car in front of you to make a pass, because even when you're being overtaken, you can affect the line of the car racing with you and try to pin them where you want them. So you've really got to plan out your moves and try to complete your passes as quickly as possible.
It is so easy in Richmond to overdrive the car. It goes too deep, like 15 feet, and it's all over here. You can't keep it.
Our guys did a great job, I thought, in this race here. As you see us almost 3 wide there, heading down into the corner. 1 car way up the outside of the racetrack.
You're doing a 3 wide with a 33 and the 06 there in the middle.
Well, I can promise you it wasn't by design. It wouldn't go 3 wide by choice at this point in the race, but sometimes when you have that momentum, you've just got to find a place on the racetrack to keep it going. As Garrett Main's out in front by about 15 car lengths as we have a yellow.
Another caution again. It's the festival.
Under caution, encore une fois.
Yes, sir. Oh.
Nicholas Ronpre. I don't know if that's going to end his night or not, but he clobbered that inside wall. Green flag once again.
On lap 154. 46 laps left into that race. Michael Jeans up front.
Yeah, great battle. Michael Jeans, Alex LeBay in that black and yellow 36. Garrett Maines in the 01, Jason Jacoby, and almost the all-white number 88. They've got a bit of daylight back to 5th place, Claude Fairland in the 43. So right now, a 4-car battle for the lead.
Mannix Richond inside of the Adam Ross here, coming out of 4.
Battling a little bit deep. You know what we're missing, Martin, is the roar of the engines. That's what I'm used to when we're announcing races. A little bit different to call them like this, but boy, entertaining racing. People really have to experience iRacing to understand how realistic, how much fun these cars are to drive.
There's so many active, real NASCAR drivers that are using this as a tool, like our own LeBay, but so many as well. In the States, it's crazy. It's the best.
And the plain and simple reason is because it is realistic, because it is a simulation. It's not so much a video game as it is a simulation of what they're about to do this weekend at Richmond International Raceway. But I'll tell you, it's a lot cheaper to crash a car on iRacing, and it hurts a whole lot less.
That's for sure. Big back, the top 4, top 5 are all battling again, and we see Alex LeBay and Garrett Maines try to do the inside of the double 08 of Michael Jeans.
Claude Fairland, sorry to interrupt you, Martin. He's closed in to make it a 5-car battle, and we have a yellow flag. Yellow is out.
It's our 8th caution of the night. It's crazy. Oh!
Uh-oh.
You got spun out by the 45 car.
That was a much harder hit into the wall than I thought it was. So I'm restarting at the back, made some repairs in the pits. Got to thank my hard-working crew. Up front, Alex LeBay in second. All over Philip Savoy, who stayed out under that yellow. So he's on older tires. Let's see how he fares.
Alors, on peut voir ici Alex LeBay qui a pris la première place de tête comparativement à la voiture 06 de Philippe Savoie. Philippe Savoie qui a décidé à la dernière instant de rester sur la piste pour pouvoir avoir un gain de position sur la grille de départ.
Top 2 with about 6 car lengths over a battle for third. So Garrett Maines all over the 36 of Alex LeBay, battling for the lead. Claude Fairland has moved his way up to third. Savoy back to 4th in that 06. A great ride for him. There's Dustin Ping. We haven't talked an awful lot about the driver of the number 9, but he's up there within striking distance. Less than 35 laps to go, just 35 laps remaining, and they're still side by side for the lead. Garrett Maines down the inside, Alex LeBay on the outside, trying to run that smoother high line. He's got Maines pinned down to the bottom, and a great run off the corner, but the yellow flag is displayed again.
And who's that?
How many times did I spin out in this race?
I don't think it's your mistake. I think it happened in front of you and you got bumped on that one. You remember the accident?
Yeah, I seem to recall that.
Net code.
Because I was avoiding JF in the 98, trying to give him a chance to gather it up, and he comes back on the racetrack here, and I thought, okay, I'm going to check up because I don't want to destroy him. And then, yeah, the car behind me didn't quite check up as quickly as I did. No big deal. We're back to green with laps winding down. Just 26 laps to go.
I think that iRacing is having sort of a net coding issue here on the server, so we'll have to keep our eyes on that real closely. We're on the in-car cam on the roof of Garrett Maines right now, trying to catch up to my good friend Alex LeBay.
You can see the preferred line here right down along the yellows. We got one sideways near the front of the field. That's Jason Jacoby going for a long slide. Did a great job to keep that off the inside wall.
Claude Ferland, who brought it back to third place. Dustin Fink and Michael Jean, Colin McNichol, and Taylor Burris, who's back there in the top 10.
Yeah, Taylor Burris had fought his way back up through the field after being involved in the one yellow just before this. Again, showing plenty of speed out there. There's still a lot of cars up to speed this late in the race.
Nice prise. Quelle belle bataille. Claude Ferland qui est toujours en troisième position, suivi de très près de Dustin Fink, de Michael Jean et de Colin McNichol en sixième. Taylor Burris en septième place. Et un retour de Jason Jacoby qu'on peut voir ici, qui est en huitième. Prochain Québécois et un autre jaune. Hey, another caution again.
Another caution. I hope I'm not in this one, Martin.
I don't think you are.
That's the trouble with short-term memory loss. I just don't remember.
Oh, the 98 just lost it big time, Coronado 2. Lap 189.
Boy, the inside pole has been getting huge jumps tonight on every restart. Look at Garrett Maines aggressively going to the outside of Taylor Burris. They were 4 wide going into turn number 1.
Taylor Burris in the wall. The 0-6 spinning again.
And each one of these yellows takes about 5 laps by the time it cycles through and we're ready to go back to green. So let's have a look again. Oh no, Alex LeBay battling with Phillips of 1, the 0-6. And LeBay went to the back for that.
Well, look at that, the restart.
Oh, the pole sitter Michael Jeans goes around off the front bumper of Jason Jacoby in the 88. What on earth happened?
Net coating. Look at the 0-1 of Garrett Maines that goes right through the trunk of the 8. Big problem with the iRacing server.
Oh, wow. And all you can do is keep on going, isn't it? You just got to keep on battling. The laps are winding down. How many laps are remaining in this?
3, I think. But the caution is going to go out. Look at the 19 in the bottom here. But guess who's in the lead after the caution?
Wow, Claude Ferland up at the front. It looks like this one going to end under yellow. Ferland, what a terrible break for Michael Jeans in the 008 and for 88 Jason Jacoby, whose computer and server issue kind of let him down in this one, Mark.
Yes, and the winner is our 2-time season champion, Claude Ferland, who's sponsored by instadel.ca, the race sponsor. So I bet the sponsor tonight's going to be happy to bring a trophy home. What do you think?
Always good to have your sponsor on the car when you win the sponsor's race. Instadel.ca, second place to Garrett Maines in the 0-1, another one of our chasers, and he had a great run. And then I think we're going to have a look at third place, Dustin Ping in the number 9. So 3 chasers, all in the top 3. Claude Ferland has locked himself into the next round of the chase. If we look at the final standings, Sylvain Gauthier, Adam Ross rounded out the top 5. 6th through 10th, Taylor Burris, Mannix Richey, Calvin Tickle, Andre Baudouin, and Philippe Savoie. I like to 11th through 15th. That's where Alex LeBay wound up. Jean-Francois Lavoie, Michael Jeans, Steve Arbuze, and Jason Jacoby. What a bunch of changes we saw in the closing laps of this one, Martin.
Good job for Alex LeBay. I guess he finished that one in 11th place. Good top 5 for you. And the rest of the standing?
Yeah, the top 5 was a big bonus for me, and that is for sure. We go down through the tail end of the field. Yvonne Hebert, 16th. Mario Morel, Michel Ressico. Sylvain Joly, disappointing for him in the 0-8. He had some speed. He had a good race car. Just ran into some problems throughout the night. Mark Arthur, very disappointed, I'm sure, in his 24th place finish.
Well, what's fun, good for you, is I think you were 8 in the chase. I think in the points, or 9 or something like that. And with your top 5 finish, and everybody that was in front of you is going to be behind you now.
Well, because we all know, going to next week, Talladega, that's a bingo game. That's not a car race. That's a round of bingo.